the actual line between District 1 and District 2 that you folks will quickly understand, and that is called Serrano Parkway. If you're on the south side of Serrano Parkway, you are in Ray Nutting's district, District 2. If you're on the north side of it, you're most likely in District 1 with John Knight. I would like to take just a moment here and recognize the sheriff that's at the back of the room. Yes. We appreciate you coming here. Thank you very much. Thank you, John DeAugustini, for sending you.
But Steve has a great program. I think it's 17 and 33 seconds, 17 minutes, 33 seconds.
Thank you, John.
Which is going to limit him to only 12 minutes of time.
Right.
So, and thank you very much for the invitation.
I spent about a half a day on Monday at the County Board of Supervisors, and again a full day yesterday. And we've been working on a general plan amendment and a land development manual so that if people are buying property, they can actually know what's going on around what they're buying and what they're going to be able to use for it. This is a very good Board of Supervisors that we have, and we are blessed to have them. I know they've got issues with anybody who's ever been up there and lost on an issue or didn't get the response they might like to have. But these people are really working, trying to do the best they can for you. I passed out I wanted to say one other thing before I get to my stuff. You know, we talk about hitting on the fire department, on the sheriff's department, on the police department to get them to come to the table. And in fact, I'll go right back here, Chris. And in fact, have them put up their pensions and all that kind of thing. Personally, I think it's wrong. I think it's wrong. And I'll tell you that because, first of all, we ought to be after the money that's going out to illegal aliens. We ought to be getting after the money that we give that is going to fraud and deceit and all the various things. And believe me, I know, because my partner's a retired San Jose PD guy, my son's a firefighter, I know how tired that young man has been when he comes home. And it's just not right to go after them first. They're willing to come to the table, I know they are. But they're not the ones we ought to be after first. Given that little opinion, and it is not right that this state goes broke. But I'll guarantee you one thing, if this state's going to go broke, I'm going to do everything I can to keep this county from going broke. And that's what we've been working on over the last about 3 years now, since January of 2009. I want to give you a quick history of some things. About 2 years ago, maybe going on 3, the federal government wanted to give us some stimulus funds or TARP money, whatever it was $1.6 million, and our County Board of Supervisors turned it down because it had way too many fish hooks in it. Thank you, because that is a conservative thing to do, not to bill my grandchildren for somebody's money today, and besides the fish hooks that go with it. Secondly, we became a Prop 90 county, and yeah, I got to work on that, and I was really glad to be able to do that. Some people have complained that we're a Prop 90 county because income people who don't pay the same property tax that the rest of us pay. But the average income and spendable income of the people who would be coming in here under Prop 90, it's the highest spendable income in a demographic group that there is in the world today. If we bring in the 55 and overs here, you're talking about police officers, firefighters, doctors, engineers, and so forth. They've got the money to spend, and most of them have their kids through school, or at least get them to the point where they'll be through school. They're going to go to your shop. They're going to go to your coffee shop, to your restaurant. They're going to go to your Ace Hardware store. They're going to spend their money here, and that's why we did that. Now we have a new thing coming up. You see this? If you go through this little chart here and take a look at it on the left-hand side, you'll notice it says total revenue loss for 2010, and I know these are fiscal years of 9, 10, and so forth, so forgive a couple of little issues there. But I show the county share of the lost property tax is $11,520,000. That's my best guess, and I think I'm very close. This coming year, and I just talked to the assessor last week, Carl Weiland, wonderful man, he's doing a great job for you guys. Carl told me, he says, you got 34,000 parcels that have been assessed downwards. Those assessments are what the county gets paid on. It's the Prop 13 tax that runs this county. So we are going to have an even bigger loss next year than we had this year. Last July, we had 32,000 units that had been reassessed. We're at 34,000 plus all the timeshares have been reassessed in Lake Tahoe. So we're going to have less money. How do we deal with that? We go to public-private partnership. Some people call it privatization. I don't call it that. I call it a public-private partnership. The first place that I am going to point at is the public library system. Why? Because the county of Riverside has been privately run for 14 years and doesn't cost Riverside County anything. Shasta County closed their library system. It was closed, you couldn't get in. They reopened it under a public-private partnership, have full-time library today. The cost of Shasta County, and I pull this one right off the web, is absolutely zero. The cost to this county for our library system last year was $1,622,000 and I believe $374. $1,622,000. I think we could figure out something else to do with that. And I think that our Chief Administrative Officer, Terry Daly, we got a good one there, folks. We really did. She is seriously interested in this stuff, and I am just pleased as punch about that. Where else can we go, though? What other departments? I'll tell you, when you all sit down tonight and you're talking to each other, and just go to this conversation. Where else could they privatize things? How about the repair of cars? How about the repair of buses? How about all that kind of stuff? Talked about animal control. How about animal control? We need to be able to keep the people who are working in these places working there, but we need to impact those places and move them into the private sector over a short period of time. Do you have that video ready? You're going to see a video here right quick, and I hope you can hear it. We're having problems with it. I should have brought the disc. But it is about the public-private partnership of the library system.
From sunny California to the nation's capital, through our innovative partnership approach, LSSI is improving library services and saving money for communities across the country.
It turned around our library.
In 1997, California's Riverside County Library System was in deep financial trouble.
I thought what we had was broken. Let's take a step and see if we can fix it.
We had been hurting for a long time. We didn't have what was basic supplies and equipment.
We took a chance. Nobody else in the country was using a private company to provide public library services. And it was a gamble, but it was probably one of the best decisions we ever made.
This library partnership in Riverside County is one of the great success stories in American libraries.
When the city of Germantown, Tennessee was faced with the daunting task of managing its library, it turned to LSSI.
LSSI was the only company that we found who could deliver the complete array of services for what the city was looking for.
Redding, California chose LSSI to run their new state-of-the-art 56,000 square foot library.
We could offer a whole lot more through LSSI than we could even through a city operation.
LSSI brings the professional staff that knows how to run the facility and provide services to the community.
The city of Leander, Texas called on LSSI to help design and operate its new library.
LSSI actually helped to prepare the flow of the library so we could operate it at the most efficient level for the least amount of money.
Whether your library is in a small town, a major metropolis, or is a national landmark such as the Smithsonian or Library of Congress, a partnership with LSSI can enhance your services and save you money.
We're offering a better product, open more hours, more books, better customer service. So it's been a win-win, and we're doing it probably for about $500,000 less.
In government, we're always looking at the bottom line. It has proven to be very cost-effective.
We could not run the library any less expensively than we are doing it with the contract with LSSI.
A partnership with LSSI also means a well-organized, smooth transition.
And LSSI not only took the staff we had, but added their own. And everything has worked a very smooth transition.
In a real sense, it's seamless. For someone coming into our library, they don't know that the management team and that the personnel belong to LSSI.
Founded in 1981, LSSI is the passion of owners Frank and Judy Pezzanite. At LSSI, we're constantly looking for ways to offer better library services to the communities we partner with.
The status quo for us is not acceptable. We need to be consistently striving for something better.
LSSI has tried a lot of different things and has been exposed to a lot of different library techniques and library practices. We have a pretty good idea of what works and what doesn't at this point in time.
They upgraded the library collection. They upgraded the computer system.
The self-checkout, the self-check-in, the automated book sorting system. All of the stuff that really makes it a first-class library.
We have great services for children.
It's Pop Wow. Summer reading will rock you.
If you go to the other libraries the LSSI runs, they all have a different personality, and that's led by the library board or by the leadership in that city. So it's not just a cookie-cutter thing.
Every community is different. Every community has its own personality, and it's important that the library reflects that personality.
At LSSI, we take pride in providing many additional services to each community we serve.
We now have several of our libraries who are operating coffee shops.
The coffee's great.
When you come in, it's very much like what you would expect in a bookstore.
We have gone from a bookmobile service to now a full-service library offering tutoring programs, offering anime club, offering children's storytime programs.
Every library LSSI partners with has access to our prestigious management team and superb technical talent.
You're not kind of alone in the ocean where it seemed like with the county we were kind of on our own to figure things out.
We have a depth of expertise and technology that's available to them that would be very expensive if they had to have it on the shelf waiting to use it when they needed it.
If I were to hire a library director, I would get the experience from just that director. There's no way that one person can have all the experiences that LSSI has had as a company.
Along with our vast experience, LSSI also has the skills and resources to implement the absolute best library practices available.
What impressed me the most was the fact that they were librarians and that they knew library business.
We're moving the model from the old backroom librarian-intensive operations to more technology, more customer service.
The lack of bureaucracy has been the best part.
I'm an idea person, and I think that LSSI is willing to listen.
Partnering with LSSI also gives you peace of mind.
Because we're in this partnership, I can relax.
It has given us the confidence in looking at outsourcing, contract management, not only for the library, but for other parts of city government as well.
This is certainly and most definitely an outsourcing operation. We still are in control of the policies that are made.
Governance-wise, we have 100% local control.
It just made all the sense in the world to go with LSSI.
Without them, we wouldn't have been able to do it nearly as smoothly. I know we wouldn't have been able to do it as efficiently.
I would have done it sooner.
One thing about voters, we go into that booth and we vote. Some people are going to be in favor of this, others aren't. But we need to get to the point where, in fact, we're not going to go bankrupt in this county. And I'll tell you what, we got to think that one through and spend the time to do it. That's not to entertain you, to tell you a little bit about what is available. So with that, folks, our message this evening is to determine if we, as the El Dorado Hills Tea Party, want El Dorado County to be a financially vigorous county